Hello there, right here. Guys, we have a brand new combat snapshot. This is Combat Test Snapshot version 7C. If you go ahead and pull up F3, you can see that in the top left-hand corner. It's also a pending snapshot, so depending on your guys' input, they will be changing it. Now, these combat snapshots are different than the normal snapshots. This is kind of a side project for one of the Mojang developers, Jib, in order to try to make people from both the 1.8 combat community as well as the 1.9 plus agree on a single type of combat mechanics. So for like the last 2 years, he's been on and off adding these snapshots where people can come in and test out these new changes he's going to eventually add into the full release of Minecraft. So that's one question you guys often ask in my comments, is that are these changes really going to come to the Minecraft game? And the answer is yes. This is not a mod or plugin. This is actually done by the people who make Minecraft. Make sure you guys give your opinions on these changes before they're eventually added in. And as always, I'm just going to cover the changes for the newest snapshot. This doesn't include all the other crazy stuff that they have added over the last 6 snapshots. You can find all those videos linked in the description if you want to get caught up on that. And while you're down there, make sure to join our Discords. We're trying to reach 10,000 members there. So with the feedback that you guys gave to them, they have reverted back quite a few different changes from the last combat snapshot. The first one being that they have returned the attack indicator. This is the little thing that appears by your crosshairs that shows when your sword is fully charged. And if you go ahead and go into our settings, in video settings, right here, and now it says attack indicator instead of shield indicator, and we can change this from showing up near our crosshairs to showing up near our hotbar, turning off altogether. This is by the hotbar, it ends up on the right hand side of the hotbar. So if I go ahead and attack something, you can see the little thing charging up. Now, the second thing that they have reverted back is they have allowed the 200% time for attack. This is part of the charging part. So when it gets all the way completely charged, they consider it 200%. And that is a charged attack. And they will also give you a +1 block reach when you reach a full charge. So this will be helpful in getting those farther out reaches to get to your enemy before they attack you. They also returned the sweeping to only work for charged attacks and when having the sweeping enchantment. With a normal sword and no enchantments, if I go ahead and spam click it and then hit one of these guys, it's not going to attack the whole group. But with a full charge, I should be able to do the sweeping attack these guys. It doesn't seem to work. With the sweeping edge enchantment onto the sword, you go ahead and do the sweeping attack and you can see it definitely works. Now they did say they brought this back, so a fully charged sword should do the sweeping, but it doesn't seem to work. Another thing that they reverted back is the base reach is now 2.5 blocks. So in the last snapshot they made it 3 blocks, but now it's back to the normal 2.5. Now by far the biggest complaint that I've seen you guys talk about in the comments was the inaccuracy to do with bows. And the Mojang developers also believe this was a problem. So the bows no longer start wobbling really badly and become super inaccurate. Now I personally thought this was a good thing, but I thought they made it wobble too soon. I thought they should have waited, like if you held it for 5 seconds after being fully charged, then it would start wobbling. But they just completely removed it. A lot of people don't seem to really like this change. They also reverted back so you can now eat when you're being attacked. Now this was a very interesting mechanic as well, but people were complaining that this would greatly affect how people do combat. People a lot of times will stop to eat a golden apple, where otherwise you would have to move really far away from the player in order to eat. Those 6 things have been reverted back. The developers did make a comment on this saying that this is actually a good thing because it now makes it feel like we're getting closer to a simple yet deep and exciting design for the combat mechanics. Now besides removing some changes that they added in the last combat snapshot, they also changed some features. The first thing has to do with missed attacks. So if you would like try to hit some of these targets but you would miss, your weapon would charge up faster than if you would hit and then you'd go in to try to hit it another time. What they said is missed attacks are still fast, but they don't count as charged attacks. Because of how the programming code is laid out, it meant they had to change how the auto attack penalty is applied. Now auto attack is when you hold down your mouse button and you gotta automatically attack. Now this is something that's only in the current combat snapshot. This will eventually be added into the full release of the game. If I go hold down my click button and I just aim towards these guys, you can see it will hit them, but it doesn't do like the sweep attack because it doesn't charge long enough. So instead of a 20% slowdown for the auto attack, they add a hard-coded simple tick to the attack rate. This means after you miss, you can optimally attack again after 4 ticks, or after 5 game ticks when holding the attack. So if you miss your target a lot and then you hit one, you're not going to get that charged attack. But if you miss something and then you wait a little while, then you'll get that charged attack. I really wish the auto attack would include the sweeping attack. Even if you're auto attacking in the air, then you come and aim at these guys, you won't do a sweeping. So it's not that good for large mob farms who try and kill a lot at once. I wish it'd make the auto attacking a little bit slower and then also add it so that it would provide the sweeping attack. The next new feature is that shields provide a 50% knockback resistance when activated. So if we go up to these zombies, you can see that I don't get like thrown backwards. It's even more prominent where iron golems, which usually knock you backwards. Let's hit one of these guys and block it. You see I got knocked back, but now it's going to be 50% less. I think that's pretty cool because shields should give you some knockback resistance. Shields are now instant as well. So if I hold one up and you notice it gets hit down, it will immediately come back up again. There's no like cooldown period like it used to be. You used to have cooldown period like ender pearls where it had this little indicator on your hotbar that you can't use it for a little while. Now shields are instant, so every time you use it, it just gets knocked down, put back up again. It's even a whole mob of zombies can't get to me. Now, I did see a lot of comments to do about shields and how sometimes people just camp shields and sometimes people enjoy using shields to block mobs. The problem is that people that use it for combat have a different opinion about them than people that use them to go against mobs. With your guys' feedback, they made a change, and this is shields protect against 100% of explosion damage. And that seemed to be the main concern about people that were using it for PVM, player versus mob, as they want to still be able to block stuff like explosions 100%. We'll summon in a creeper, and then we'll hold up our shield, and you can see it blocked it. It also gave us a little bit more knockback resistance. The fifth thing that they changed about the shields is that you will no longer get a reach bonus if you're in crouching mode. And this was to discourage people from like crouching, which automatically puts up your shield. Shield is actually activated right now. So people would want to just crouch, hold up their shield, and then attack at the same time, which you can do, but you're not going to get that reach advantage, meaning that someone who is not crouched can actually reach you without you reaching them. But probably the biggest change that they made is that potions now stack to 16 instead of just 1. This is pretty crazy, as it makes them a lot more useful. You can easily repot up again whenever you need them. You don't have to worry about being something that is going to take up a lot of hotbar space or inventory room. Now for water bottles, they also stack to 16. Pretty much all the ones that you drink. Glass bottles still stack to 64. Dragon's Breath stacks to 64 still. All the throwable ones only stack to 1, including the lingering potions. So it only applies to the drinkable ones. You won't get any like super fast way to give yourself the potion effect. You still have to drink it. And this kind of levels out drinkable ones versus splash ones. Obviously splash ones, they don't last as long, but now they also don't stack. So I might try to make people to use more of the normal ones. Water bottles stacked would affect brewing stands and make things like my Impossible Auto Brewer now actually more feasible. I'll link it down in the description. You can definitely see they're trying to balance out all the different mechanics that come with PvP as well as PvM. Besides adding new features, they also fix some bugs. One of them has to do with the netherite tools, and their stats weren't updated to the new combat changes that they made. Also, they fix a bug to do with shields while you're crouching or becoming desynced when attacking in the air. The third thing that they fixed is that players in spectator mode can no longer sweep in the air. There's also a bug to do with knockback. So now knockback attributes no longer have a random chance to completely prevent knockback. And they also fixed a bug to do with players' speed bug for crouching and using the shield. So you can actually like run around really fast while you still have your shield crouched. This combat snapshot came relatively soon after the last one. I think they wanted to kind of answer people's questions about being upset over different things like the inaccuracies of the bow. So they quickly came out with a second snapshot to the combat update. If you guys do a lot of PvP or PvM, let me know what you guys think about these current changes. As well as tell the Mojang developers, the people that make Minecraft, on the official Reddit page that they discuss this on. I'll have that link down below. Now these combat changes will be coming to the full release of the game eventually, so make sure to give your opinion about it now rather than later. And they're also asking people to give really in-depth reasons for why they want different things changed. Don't just say so-and-so is bad. Explain exactly why it's bad in actual combat situations. And there was a lot of great comments from you guys going over different in-depth discussion about these combat changes. So I'm excited to read your comments about the newest changes. And remember to share this video with other Minecrafters, as well as leave a like on it. And don't forget to join our Discord, because we're going to be streaming Proto Sky, which is the extreme nether sky block, right after this video goes live. You guys can join in on the discussion there. I would like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys over there at my stream. Bye-bye!